we were talking about Lampard and the flowers that he deserves, and we're talking about how you said that Lampard deserves his flowers, and obviously, I want to give you the floor now to tell me why he deserves his flowers.
Oh, it deserves.
Huh?
Does anyone else think that Lampard
deserves his flowers?
Yes,
Lampard deserves his
I do.
flowers. The reason
Go
why I
on,
say
Daniel.
Lampard,
Daniel,
What does
talk.
that mean?
the reason why I say he deserves his flowers is because people like me, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was asking some questions. You see this light here? I was saying he was in the light. Do you get what I'm saying? But obviously, the West Brom game was really like telling for me as well. Like I was thinking, rah, this could be a very, very long season for us, especially drawing 3-3 West Brom. Every time I talk to fans about West Brom, I say this team is a very, very bad team, and we drew 3-3 with them. So I was very, very disappointed with that. However, he's turned it around. You got to give a lot of credit to Anthony Barry, who he brought in, defensive coach who has worked on the defense and has been excellent. You got to give credit to Petr Cech. Looking at the options we had for guys to come in to be the new goalkeeper, made a decision to bring in Mendy. A lot of people didn't know who Mendy was, including myself, and he's come in and been a revelation. You see Manuel Neuer and Rio Ferdinand already calling him world class. So, boy, you got to take that on board, especially when probably top 3 keeper in the world is saying he's a world class keeper. And I think, look, Mendy, he's played about 7 games and he's on top when it comes to the clean sheets. And he's a real factor as to why we've improved defensively, and that's come under Lampard's tutelage and everything and whatnot. And on top of that, like you just have to look at the defense and look at it for what it was. I had people telling me that Kepa wasn't an issue or we didn't have problems. It could have been training. Things like that. Like it's clear. It's so clear. Like one big thing you need to understand about football is that, of course, ability, players are always able to play. That's why they made it. However, confidence is a real thing, especially when it comes to the defense and their keepers. And you have to give credit to Anthony Barry and Frank Lampard for what they've done. You got to also give credit to Lampard as well when it comes to the attack, the midfield and the attack, how fluid it is. The way we have 13 different scorers. No other team in England has double-digit scorers. And that's what I was saying last season. We had a problem with a variety of scorers. Think about the Chelsea teams of old. We had scorers from literally the centre back.
There was a season where like every single player.
Do you know what I'm saying? So like, and he's bringing that back into the team. So that's why, for me personally, I think Lampard deserves all the credit right now for the way we're playing. And look, let the criticism be as loud as the praise, because a lot of people don't want to give credit to Lampard. But you see our rivals, in quotation marks, wanting their managers out right now. And Lampard was the one they put at the bottom. So I'm just going to say, look, keep the same energy, innit?
Listen, that was pure fire, fam. That was like fire in the booth type shit, fam. I was like, bro, I'm just trying to catch up. Ches, I think Daniel's already said it. You had your chance and you blew it. But is there anything that you'd like to add to what Daniel said?
Also, like, what I like to add is that, last year, Arteta and Ole were getting bare praise and Lampard wasn't really spoken about that much. And look who's the one who's turned out to be so far the better manager, the one who's silently doing their thing, silently getting their team together. The tactics are starting to come together, as we're all seeing now with our form. And this is what happens when you trust in someone, innit? Like, people don't too quick to jump on the ships, and now people are Arteta out after like a few weeks and that. So they do what they have to do, but we trust in Lampard. We'll probably see the fruits and benefits, innit? Is what it is.
Can I ask a question? Why do you guys think that Lampard is doing better than Ole and Arteta at the minute? Is it just
because of the board?
I wouldn't. Do you know what? I wouldn't say.
It's because Lampard's not a dickhead. That's why.
You know what? Let me say this here. Let me say this.
No, quite simply, because
oh my God,
Arteta, as a manager, he is not that good at all. As a coach, you would like to think that he's good. However, he went up against Jose Mourinho. We all know how he sets up.
Yeah.
And he got embarrassed. Look at Ole. I think personally what he's doing at Man United in terms of the background stuff is actually quite good. But on the pitch, coaching-wise, he's not that great at it. What Lampard's doing at Chelsea this season, the fact that last season our defensive inabilities, so many flaws, he brought in Anthony Barry. That improves us massively.
Yeah.
Petr Cech, like Daniel mentioned. Bringing in Mendy, who I'm still skeptical on him, but you can't deny his clean sheets. You can't deny what he's improved and brought to our team. The fact that Thiago Silva became available and immediately we jumped on it and he's massively improved us. Benjamin Chilwell, who everyone was saying he's not that good. Get Reguilon, who's actually performing well for Spurs this season, surprise. Get what's his name, Tagliafico, or get Tellez. He's on Man United. Look what he's doing. Nothing.
Flop of the
year. Chilwell has been on form, like David said, the best left back in the league.
That's not what I trained. That's not what I said. I said
in form.
Fullback.
Andy Robertson.
He's there both right and left.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I think Reece James is the best fullback, but I hear it all the same.
Let me not lie.
We have both.
I just want to quickly continue on that question.
And trust in the manager. And yeah, I'm still questionable and skeptical on Frank as well.
Yeah.
But I still can't deny everything that he's done for us thus far.
Yeah.
Can I just say, the thing is, you have to ask this question, let's be honest here. If Man United win an outstanding game, they go on equal points with us, innit? Yeah? In the Premier League alone, being that they're on equal points, does that mean Lampard's doing a better job than Ole? In the Premier League alone, not in the Champions League. We're just talking about in the Premier League alone.
No.
Well,
yes.
Wait, hold on, Jem, why not?
Because the stats don't lie and points don't lie. And if he's winning games, and it doesn't matter if it's we win 9 and they draw 3 or whatever, if it adds up to being the same points, to me, they must be doing something right. So for me, the answer is no.
No. But the reason why I disagree with that is because you have to look at the context in situations. The way we're winning games is not the same way Man United are winning games. And there's something
doesn't matter. Does not
matter.
No.
Shall I tell you why it matters? Think about what Evra said. I don't know if you've seen his recent interview, and he basically said that the way Man United are currently winning games is going to catch up with them. They can't come back in every single game. If you're talking about right now, what has happened in the league, if you look at on the balance of play, look at it how it is. Think about last season when United fans were basically saying they finished above us, even though it was on goal difference. But at the end of the day, they finished above us. Do you get what I'm saying? If the season ended now, we're above Man United. Obviously, they have a game in hand, of course. But I'm just saying the context. Look at the context. We're playing very, very well, as opposed to Man United. Man United aren't playing great football right now just because they're winning games.
But they're on the same points as us, bro. They're not playing well on the same points as us.
Then we're above.
That's my point.
Them.
But that's fine. But listen to me. Listen to this, right? So we're going on about them dropping off. Listen, we're going on about them dropping off. But what if they end up picking up form and we drop off? Then what?
Unlikely.
Then at that point they'll be doing better.
Yeah.
It's fluid. The situation is fluid. It's not constant.
But they're on the same points as us. So that for me it doesn't mean anything.
No, they're not.
It doesn't matter.
No, they're not.
First of all, they're not.
Well, they will be very soon.
Even if they are, we'll be above. We'll still be above them.
Well, on goal difference, will be above. But I hear what you're saying, Jem. But I don't think it's cause enough to, Do you know what? I don't really want to talk this session. So David, I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah. It's not that we're doing head and shoulders better than them like Arsenal. That's not what's going on. You could be incrementally better than somebody. We are better than them right now. One, they don't actually have the points in the bank. Yeah, their game in hand may be against Burnley. But if they're going to lose this weekend, then that game in hand, it may be against Burnley. But then, if they lose this weekend and we win, then we'll have that 3-point gap. So even though it's very small, we are doing better than them. And I'd say the same thing
playing better
right
than
now.
We're playing better
Liverpool, than them. But right now, Liverpool or Tottenham, even though it's by a very small margin, they are doing better than us right now.
2 points.
We're playing better than them. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. We're playing better than them. That's all. In my eyes. The points are not showing any difference. And if they win that game, they're on the same points as us. We might be playing better than them. But what does
that mean, though, Jem? What does that actually mean? Because they got a game in hand, they don't win it. The point is, our performances have gone up since the beginning of the season. There's a fluctuating.
Yeah, they have.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So
has it though? This is the answer though. Look at the points. You've got to base it upon their points.
Yeah, but you're saying that, but Liverpool only 2 points ahead of us. So what are you going to say about them?
Jem, who's doing better? Liverpool, Tottenham. Who's doing better, Jem?
All right, Daniel, repeat it.
It's just a quick question. Who's doing better, Jem? Liverpool or Tottenham?
They're about the same, man.
They're about the same, yeah. I don't think anyone's doing better. We're playing. If we're talking about us as an individual team, we've playing a lot better than we did last season. But if you're talking about it overall, we're all about the same. Liverpool. I'm talking about Liverpool, Tottenham, and Chelsea. There's no difference. But Man United, even though they're playing crap, are not far behind us. If they win their game, they're still in. You know, with a shot for the title. You've got to bear that in mind. The points do not lie. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Do you know what I mean?
Short of winning the title is too early to say, by the way, because we're only in December, so you can't really say that yet.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean.
So
contenders.
Sort
you know
of.
what I mean?
Sort of.
Prime, you were gonna say something, Prime.
People also have to keep in mind we started the season inconsistent. West Brom and Southampton dropping points and stuff like that. Liverpool. We've picked up the majority of our points within the last month, maybe the last 2 months. Whereas Man United, having picking up points here and there, up and down, they still have their game in hand. I don't think it's
fluctuating
that ridiculous to say that they're in a title race. I think maybe the only drawback is the fact that United fans themselves don't trust or back Ole, and they don't have a complete squad. I mean, they're still missing a DM. They still don't have a centre-back partnership that you can trust as one of the best in the league. They need a new right-back, arguably. They need a right winger. They still have problems and holes in their squad, whereas for Chelsea this season, we fixed our holes. And people can say we spent 220 mil just to park the bus against Spurs and Man United. Cool, but
we didn't park the bus against Spurs.
I know, but you know my point.
Never.
It doesn't matter. If we're still up there, we're still up there. Doesn't matter.
Just really quickly before anyone jumps in, let me just quickly read out these super chats before they disappear. So Slend Talk says, I think our board structure doesn't get enough credit. The combination of Marina, Bruce Buck, and Peter Cech has secured our future for years to come. I think that's a good point there. Slend's Talk, I agree with you as well. The combination is quite deadly. Strip Bear, my darling, she says Chelsea owns. I'm not too sure what that means, but I appreciate the super chat and I appreciate you. Monster, you were going to say something.
I was going to say, while we were talking, I was looking at the form table, innit? And the form table is tight. Like, literally, the form table, Chelsea and Tottenham are the same the last 5 games, and we are literally 1 point ahead of Man United on the form table. That's how tight it is. So, in terms of that, it's and we're just 2 points ahead of Liverpool on the form table in the last 5 games. And if you're looking at the last 10 games, we are literally like a point ahead of Man United as well. It's just that tight between all the teams.
That's my point.
It's that tight.
That's my point.
It's that tight. Yeah.
Which is why I said 10 games, 11 games is not enough to judge these teams.
Yeah, I agree.
We need more games.
Yeah. The biggest thing is context.
That's important. Yeah, context is matters because, like, if we, go on, Lewis.
No, I was going to say, look at the way both fan bases are looking at this season right now. Like, I can speak on behalf of everyone and say we're all happy with the way Chelsea are going this season, right?
Yeah.
Manchester United 3 points behind us. They're not feeling the same way. Those fans aren't happy. They're all arguing with each other over Ole in or out. They've fallen out at the Champions League. Yeah, they are 3 points behind us. And low-key, I can't figure out for the life of me why they are, but it's probably because of the start of the season form. And even in that case, we only lost 1 game. We still only lost 1 game in 90 minutes this entire season. So they are close to us, but there's no reason to be worried about Manchester United. Like, I am worried about them.
We have drawn a few games, and I remember like old title, like 2007, 2000, I think 8 as well, where we had less wins than Man United, who won both those titles, but we had so many draws and they won the title. So the draws literally kill. Do you know what I mean?
Most of our draws have been against the top 6 sides, though. And I get you want to be beating those because it's massive 6-pointers in the case of the title race and everything. But if we can make them up against the smaller sides, and sometimes teams have won the league and they flopped against the bigger sides as well. I'll use Man City 13-14 as example. They only beat Liverpool once and we beat them home and away and they still walked away with the title. So there's not too much in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
but we're a lot
look
happier than Man United are.
Look at the Invincibles. They drew like 12 games.
Yeah, well, come on, let's not do the Invincibles.
They were hard to beat though, and that's what we are now. We're hard to beat.
Exactly.
The other thing you just got to bear in mind is if the league comes down to 1 point, it might come down to that game against Spurs that we didn't lose. And we got a point. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's things like that you've got to bear in mind.
We might lose by 1 point, and we all think
we might do. It might go one way or the other.
But no one's expecting us to win the league this year anyway. Before we came into
go anyway.
You know what? Do you know what? Let's take it a little bit lighthearted and let's talk about the differences in between Lampard and Arteta at the minute. So let's be a little bit lighthearted. Let's get some bants in the room. Let's smile a little bit.
Like I said, Frank's
Prime
not a
ready to go.
dickhead. That is the main difference. Frank's not.
How?
A dickhead.
What are you guys?
Arteta as a manager.
Houseway. So Arteta is a dickhead. Frank Lampard's not a dickhead. How does that justify why Lampard is doing better than Arteta at the minute?
Doesn't.
Arteta doesn't know what to work with what he currently has. As a manager, how he's managing the situation within his squad, it's terrible. Look at the whole Oval situation. He came into Arsenal, and he has no backbone to really kind of stamp his authority. Oval should be in their squad right now because they have no creativity whatsoever.
Facts.
Well, this is the maddest thing because I swear before the cup final, Arteta had the entire team in the palm of his hands and they were all listening to his every word and everything. And what's been the big turnaround in the summer?
Lewis, I've been seeing your tweets. You're bad man, by the way. You're bad man.
Anthony Taylor gave this fraud a career. And everything else in the other BS that happened in the cup final. But what is this guy's tactics other than stick a double-decker bus behind the goal, hit about 57 crosses in the game, and hope one of them finds
Yeah, got a plan B.
Being really real about it.
What he's doing.
We had Arsenal fans here that had the nerve to say Chelsea aren't making top 4 under Frank Lampard.
Yeah,
I'll stay
ridiculous.
on here. Arsenal aren't making top 10 under Mikel
Had a
Arteta.
lovely chat with a certain Arsenal fan on Sunday.
Just a quick disclaimer, DT, this is for you. Sorry, carry on.
Nah, DT's not coming back on here. He's
Oh, no. I'm doing him out.
Nah, Arteta is basically an interim manager. He came in. Arsenal had a new manager bounce. It was enough for them to win an FA Cup. Cool, but they kept him on, and look what's happening. We did the same thing with Roberto Di Matteo. The difference is we won the Champions League. So Di Matteo,
I think you've got to be careful of what you're saying. You know that. I know we banter him a lot. And one thing you got to bear in mind is they're still very early in the season. We've not even played a quarter of the season yet. You've slowly got to be careful.
Listen, I hear all that. I don't usually talk about teams that are not in the top 4 in general. Do you know what I mean? Because I just look at it as it's beyond me. Do you know what I mean? They're not even on our level, innit? But they were talking a lot of smack after they won the FA Cup and all that time. During that time, what did I say? I said, you know what? You have to give it to them because they won it. They beat us fair and well, whether you want to say fair and square or not, it doesn't matter anymore. They won and they beat us, innit? And come till today, Mikel Bruce. That's what I like to call him, innit? Do you know what I mean? Because he's like them. You know the relegation scrapper coaches, like
he's higher than Arsenal. Come on.
He's Mikel McCarthy, man. Mikel McCarthy.
Sam Allardyce, McCarthy, Padri. You know them, man. That they bring in for
Padri,
whatever you want to call him. That's the level that Mikel Arteta is on. Them man they sold us dreams. They told us Mikel Arteta is his savior. In fact, before the game, they were comparing him to what's his name? Some of them were trying to say he was better than Jose Mourinho. I just didn't make sense to me. They were saying this Aubameyang is this, Aubameyang is that. Thomas Partey, you know what I mean? It's Kieran Tierney.
They set themselves up for failure. That's what they do. They set themselves up.
And it's just like, Jesus, these are the I'm loving it. It's sad to see as well, considering who Arsenal were in it.
You know what they are?
What?
You see, back in the day when Mourinho said Arsene Wenger is a voyeur because he likes to talk and watch other clubs, basically Chelsea. He likes to talk about. That's what Arsenal fans do. They just love to talk about other teams, and then when they look at their situation. Like it's all a mess.
That's the thing. They try. Remember what DT said? He said Lampard took Chelsea from 3rd to 4th. Well, we didn't talk about our Arteta took freaking Arsenal from 5th to 8th. Do you know what I mean?
And
we also 18th. And now 8th to 14th. Come on. You're trying to compare him. You're trying to compare him to Mourinho, bruv. I'm gonna be honest with you. Your greatest manager of all time, Arsene Wenger, is not even on Mourinho's level.
Not even.
You know what I mean?
Go on, Jam.
Only Arsenal can buy all the players that they think they need and decline a season later. It doesn't make any sense.
Bro, their marquee signing
Where is the improvement? Where was the
I said-
improvement when these
I
players
said,
come in?
I said Partey's moving like Adam Lallana, walking on pitch and then just walking off.
Only
Like,
Arsenal
oh,
could do that. Only
No,
Arsenal.
but I said before the season, even with Partey, they are no better than Southampton. Their squad's about the same as Southampton, and
No.
Ashley was a better manager than Southampton.
They
I
got the
feel
11th
bad.
best
You know what?
midfield
I
in the
did
league.
Southampton a
11th.
disservice. These men are Brighton. Like I said at the start of the season when they were like, "Oh, we won a game against Fulham," I was like, "Yeah, but Fulham are awful." No, Fulham are their current that's their level right now. Clearly, because they can't perform. They're just defending. They don't give Aubameyang. Do you know what the funny thing is? They actually gave Aubameyang.
They don't
chances.
defend as well. That's
They
the
gave
worst
Aubameyang-
part.
yeah, at least
Wait.
at the start of the season, at least with Arsenal, it's like even though we can't score a goal, we don't concede goals. Now
Yeah.
it's like
It's
we
the simple
can't
as it.
score goals, and
If-
we do concede.
And you
goals.
got
extending my
William
hand out.
in them as well.
I'm
Right.
extending my hand out quickly. I don't even want Aubameyang.
Prime, you're
Listen,
muted, by the way.
Partey and what's his name, Gabriel. If you want a better team where you're going to play Champions League football, just come to Chelsea, man.
I don't want
We don't-
to
we
make
don't want-
You don't need them.
Two,
Don't
David,
want
will you not say as well when they were defending well, I had the best defense in the league. Were you not saying their XG was saying that that's not
Hey,
sustainable?
bro. I was saying it. Arsenal have no metric that favors them in any way. Like Chelsea, it's like we expected goals wise, we score quite a lot of goals. Expected points wise, when you compare the amount of goals you should score to how you can see, we're really high up in the table. There is no metric out there that favors Arsenal. All their metrics were saying they're getting really lucky in defense and they're getting really lucky in attack. Literally, the whole idea of long ball it to Aubameyang and hope he scores a banger. That was
That's not his game.
That was the whole
Yeah.
plan. That was literally the whole
It's
plan.
his
And now
game.
it's
Didn't
and
even
now
work
obviously-
against
I'll be
Tottenham.
real.
You know
I'm
what?
glad we
You know
lost the
what?
cup final because of the way things come out. I think it's actually been better for both sides.
Wait, what did you say, Lewis? I didn't
Oh
get
no,
the
I was just saying, Loki kind of happy we lost the FA Cup final the way everything's gone around since because
Yeah.
it's given him another
Oh,
year.
yeah.